Welcome to an 8-minute abs challenge workout. We'll begin in bear crouch, which is a quadruped hand and knees position with your knees floating off the ground by about 1 to 2 inches. Inhale as you come into a cow position and exhale to cat. So the whole time your knees are hovering off the ground. This engages your abs, quads, glutes, and arms all a little more. Good. Staying in this bear crouch position, we're going to do alternating bird dogs. So lengthening your arm and leg in opposite directions. So now we're really firing up the abs and glutes and shoulders to help stabilize those hips. Keep your balance while keeping those knees off the ground. Good. As much as possible, try to keep your hips really still as if you're balancing a tennis ball or a yoga block on your lower back and trying to not let it rock or roll off. Good. Remember to keep breathing with this one. This one is one that requires a little extra energy. Good. And come on down from that bear crouch. Take a seat with your legs lengthened in front of you. Exhale down slowly with that Frankenstein and up again while raising one leg. Good. And then you can switch to the other leg. Nice slow roll down and slow roll up without momentum. Good. Trying to exhale to roll down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to roll up. Great. Now we're coming into a side elbow plank and rotating our torso so that the upper arm threads itself underneath the torso and then opens back up to reach toward the ceiling. Good. Exhale to rotate down. Inhale to open up. Again, keep your abs very stable, very engaged. Hips are stacked on top of each other for the most part. And keep your calf lifted off of the ground. Good. Changing to the other side. So you can see there's a bit of a gap or space between my lower leg and the mat. Just keep using your side muscles to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Use those big muscles, those lats, those obliques, and try to avoid using the small muscles like the upper traps. You know that you're using them if your shoulder blades are starting to creep up towards your ears. Good. Moving into a high plank and tapping opposite hand to opposite shoulder, alternating sides. Again, engage your glutes and engage your abs to help keep your hips as stable as possible. Good. The wider your feet are from each other, the easier it will be as well to stabilize. And staying up in this high plank position, we're going to do some slow mountain climbers, crossing one knee towards the opposite elbow. So even though you're lifting your knees towards those elbows, you are keeping a very neutral spine. So you're not arching or rounding the spine. Abs stay engaged the whole time. Glutes also help out. And make sure your quads, the front of your thighs, are engaged, especially on the leg that's staying back while you're lifting the other knee forward. You keep those shoulder blades away from the ears. Shoulders are aligned right on top of the wrists. The tendency is to push your torso back so that your hands end up in front of your body. You want to actually keep everything stacked for this one. Great work. Take a quick little breather. Catch your breath. Okay, and now we're going to come into a side plank and then aim your knee towards your elbow and lengthen out. Good. So this one is a bit of a balance challenge. If you have any instability or weakness with your wrist or shoulder on that supporting side, you may want to try this on your elbow instead. But doing this on your hand really helps to intensify the work for your stabilizer muscles. You have to focus on not falling forward or backward, just maintaining a nice, stable suspension in space. Good. Exhale the elbow and knee towards each other. Inhale, lengthen apart. And when you're ready, switch to the other side. Good. One side may feel more stable than the other. This is definitely my more challenged side. Have a little bit of wrist weakness on this side, injury, but it seems to be holding up well today. Good. When in doubt, lengthen that arm and leg away from each other to really help you engage and retain that neutral spine. Lift those hips up a little more towards the ceiling. You can see it's sagging here for me a little bit, and that's really right where I lose it and have to come down to reset. So keep everything lifted. Hold strong. Good. Okay, moving right along, coming into boat pose. And here we're doing a higher version with the legs today, and ideally with the arms lifted. So just try and hold that for as long as you can, and if you need to come down and reset, that's totally fine. I'll do that a couple of times here. The important thing is to keep your spine very neutral so you're not rounding or curling your spine forward, and you just need to keep those abs engaged so much all the time. Keep breathing. You should feel those quads firing up. Good. So now we're going to finish up already with a high plank. One leg is lifted, and exhale back to single leg downward facing dog. You'll inhale forward to plank, switch legs, and then exhale back to down dog. Good. Using those hips to keep yourself stable in that three-legged plank and down dog position. Great work. That's it. Thank you for joining me in this workout today.